back to the channel. Today we're going to unravel some incredibly complex events in Genoa. Rumors are circulating around the Newman family, but what's the truth? In this video, I'll summarize the plot points that will be revealed in the next episode. Stay tuned to see what happens. Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today is Tuesday, a beautiful sunny day outside, but inside the world of Genoa City, things are as dark and stormy as they could possibly be. Seriously, grab a huge cup of coffee, maybe a snack, and get comfortable, because we have an absolute mountain of crazy drama to unpack today. I've been staring at my screen for hours trying to process everything that's happening, and honestly, my brain is just spinning. So let's just dive right into the deep end with the Newman family, because they are currently facing what might be the most catastrophic crisis they have ever dealt with, and that is saying a lot for this family. We all knew that Victor Newman was going to figure out that something was seriously wrong with Nikki. I mean, the man is basically a human lie detector, especially when it comes to his wife and his kids. He notices every little twitch, every avoided glance. So, the spoilers for this week show Victor finally cornering Victoria and Claire. He traps them in the living room, and he starts pressing them for answers. He looks right at them with that intense, intimidating glare and says, "You two are hiding something. I want to know what it is." And you guys know exactly the tone of voice I'm talking about. That low, rumbling Victor Newman growl that means he is not going to take no for an answer. And honestly, Victoria looks like she is about to crack. She has been carrying the crushing weight of Nikki's secret for days now, and it is tearing her apart. But before she can even try to stumble through another fake excuse, Nikki comes walking slowly down the stairs. And she just stops. She stops and she stares right at Victor. The tension in that room is so thick, you could literally cut it with a chainsaw. Victor immediately softens his tone well, as much as Victor can soften, and he tries to play the concerned, innocent husband card. He tells Nikki that he can see Victoria and Claire are worried sick, and he just wants to help. Which, okay, maybe I'm being a little too harsh on Victor here. He does love Nikki with all his heart. We know that. But we also know that Victor's version of helping usually involves taking complete control of everyone's lives and making all the decisions for them. Nikki is just being so incredibly stubborn right now. She looks right at Victoria, her eyes flashing with a warning, and she strictly tells her daughter not to tell Victor everything. Nikki is absolutely terrified. She is facing a terminal brain tumor that is pressing hard on her optic nerve, and she is staring down the barrel of total, irreversible blindness. And instead of leaning on her husband, she is pushing him away. Why? Because she hates feeling weak. She hates the idea of Victor looking at her with pity. But really, what did they expect? Who actually believes this is going to end well? Keeping a massive life or death medical secret from Victor Newman is literally the worst idea in the history of soap operas. He always finds out, always. And when he finds out that his entire family conspired to lie to him, the fallout is going to be apocalyptic. So here is where the dynamic gets really, really messy. Claire is standing there, watching this standoff between her grandmother and her grandfather, and she is just crumbling under the immense pressure. You have to remember, just a few episodes ago, Claire was the one who accidentally tipped Victor off about Nikki's headaches and her blurry vision in the first place. She was just trying to play matchmaker, and it totally backfired. So now Claire is carrying around this massive, suffocating amount of guilt. She feels like this whole family crisis is entirely her fault. She feels like she broke the fragile peace. And honestly, she just wants to save her grandmother. She loves Nikki so much, and she can't stand watching her suffer in silence. So Claire panics. She completely breaks down. She ignores Nikki's strict orders. She ignores Victoria's panicked looks, and she just blurts it all out. She spills the entire horrifying truth to Victor. She reveals that Nikki's eye condition isn't just stress or a minor MS flare-up. She tells him that it's a tumor, that it's deteriorating rapidly, and that Nikki is in urgent, desperate need of an eye replacement or some kind of miracle treatment to save her sight before she goes completely blind. Claire just lays all the cards on the table because in her mind, Victor is the ultimate fixer. She wants Victor to use his billions of dollars, his endless global connections, and his sheer willpower to find a donor and save Nikki. And you can just see the exact moment Victoria's heart drops into her stomach. Victoria's been trying so hard to manage this crisis, trying to respect her mother's wishes while simultaneously freaking out internally. She's been carrying this burden, and suddenly Claire just rips the Band-Aid off. Victoria tries to interrupt. She tries to shush Claire, but the words are already out there, hanging in the air. The secret is out. And honestly, part of me thinks Victoria is secretly relieved. She didn't want to be the one to betray Nikki's trust. But now that Victor knows, maybe he can actually do something. Because, let's face it, Victoria was drowning. She was drowning in the secrets and the medical jargon and the sheer terror of losing her mother. And Victor's reaction, wow, it is actually heartbreaking to watch. He is absolutely shocked. I mean, the invincible Victor Newman looks like he just got the wind knocked completely out of him. He is pale, he is speechless for a rare moment. But then, in true Victor Newman fashion, the shock and the fear immediately pivot into aggressive, unstoppable action. He doesn't even hesitate or take a moment to process the grief. He instantly launches a massive global search for an eye donor or some kind of advanced, cutting-edge medical treatment. He is on the phone with his fixers, his private jets are fueled up, and he is throwing all of his vast wealth and power at this problem because he absolutely refuses to accept that his wife might go blind. But here is the truly terrifying part of the storyline. Even with all of Victor's money, even with the Newman name, the top medical experts around the world are throwing their hands up. They are consulting with specialists in Switzerland, at Johns Hopkins, in experimental clinics in Germany, and they are all giving up. They are telling Victor that the tumor is too complicated, the damage to the optic nerve is too severe and intricate, and there is simply nothing they can do. You can just feel the dark, suffocating desperation setting in on Victor. He is a man who is used to buying his way out of any problem, and suddenly his money is useless. And that is exactly when the writers throw us a massive, dangerous curveball. Because out of nowhere, right when Victor is at his absolute lowest, most vulnerable point, this mysterious doctor contacts him. And let's be real for a second, you guys. Whenever a mysterious, unnamed doctor shows up out of the blue in Genoa City offering a miracle cure, it is never, ever a good thing. The fans on social media are already going crazy trying to figure out who this guy is. This shadowy doctor claims that he can perform a highly experimental, revolutionary surgery that could save Nikki's sight and deal with the tumor. He paints this beautiful picture of hope right when Victor needs it most. But of course, there is a catch. There is always a massive catch. The doctor demands absolute, ironclad secrecy. He tells Victor that no one can know about this procedure, not the medical board, not the family, nobody. And he demands a massive, astronomical sum of money to be wired to some offshore, untraceable account. I mean, the red flags are literally flying everywhere. They are slapping Victor in the face. This screams scam. It screams danger and extortion. But Victor is so utterly desperate to save Nikki that he is actually considering it. He is completely blinded by his need to fix his wife, and he is losing his usual sharp analytical edge. And this is where Nick and Adam finally enter the chat. And oh boy, we need to talk about Nick, because Nick is a whole other tragic story right now. We know from the timeline a few episodes ago that Nick accidentally found Nikki's highly confidential medical file hidden in Victoria's bag. The shock of finding out his mom has a terminal diagnosis and might go blind completely shattered him. He felt so helpless. And what did he do? He relapsed hard. Nick is currently spiraling back into his severe fentanyl addiction to numb the agonizing emotional pain. It is so incredibly hard to watch. He is sweating, he is shaking, he is sneaking around hiding pills and patches, and his behavior is becoming wildly erratic. So Nick is secretly high, battling these intense drug cravings and trying to hide his downward spiral from Phyllis and Victor. But he is still trying to be the protective son. When Nick and Adam catch wind of this mysterious doctor and the secret offshore payments, they both immediately express deep, profound skepticism. For once in their lives, the Newman brothers actually agree on something. They are terrified that Victor is being scammed in his moment of ultimate desperation. They see the red flags that Victor is ignoring. Adam is naturally cynical and paranoid anyway, especially with all the insane Vegas drama he's been dealing with lately. He knows a con artist when he sees one. And Nick, even through his drug-induced haze and his desperate need for another fix, knows that this doctor sounds completely shady. So the brothers decide to team up. They put their usual sibling rivalry aside, and they start secretly investigating this doctor's identity and his true motives behind Victor's back. They are digging into digital footprints, tracing the IP addresses of the emails, and looking into the offshore accounts. And working with Adam's never easy on a good day. But right now, Nick is a sweaty, jittery mess. Adam keeps giving Nick these long, calculating looks. Adam is so sharp, he notices that Nick is constantly excusing himself to go to the bathroom. He notices Nick's hands shaking when they are looking at the computer screens trying to hack into the doctor's background. Adam asks him if he's okay, and Nick just snaps at him, getting super defensive and aggressive. Nick blames it on the stress of Nikki's illness, and for now, Adam is buying it. But you guys, how long can Nick keep this up? He is playing a very dangerous game of cat and mouse, not just with this mysterious doctor, but with his own brother and his own body. If Nick crashes, if he overdoses while they are in the middle of trying to save Victor from this scam, it is going to be a tragedy of epic proportions. I am literally on the edge of my seat every time Nick is on screen, just waiting for him to collapse. And guess who jumps in to help them with the investigation? Claire. Because Claire still feels so incredibly guilty for spilling the secret and setting this whole frantic chain of events into motion, she wants to help Nick and Adam uncover the truth. She is trying to make amends by playing amateur detective. She is using her access to the Newman systems to help them find clues. It's actually kind of sweet to see her trying to bond with her uncles, but it is also really, really dangerous. I constantly worry about Claire getting dragged too deep into this dark, messy Newman family business. So the three of them are digging, and they actually find some terrifying clues. They uncover a hidden trail that hints this mysterious doctor is directly connected to Victor's past. And we all know Victor's past is filled with ruthless business deals, ruined lives, and bitter enemies. I mean, the list of people who hate Victor Newman is longer than a CVS receipt. Some people on the forums are speculating that it might be someone connected to the whole Ashland Locke fiasco, or maybe even someone tied back to the days of J.T. Hellstrom. Or what if it's a completely forgotten character from the 90s? The writers have been doing a lot of deep dives into the show's history lately, bringing back old grudges and forgotten faces. So this doctor could be the son or daughter of someone Victor bankrupted decades ago. The fact that they specifically demanded absolute secrecy isn't just about medical ethics. It's about isolating Victor. It's a classic abuser tactic. Isolate the target from their support system, in this case, Nick, Adam, and Victoria, so that Victor has no one to bounce ideas off of. The doctor is playing on Victor's ego, making him feel like he is the only one who can save Nikki, the only one strong enough to make this secret deal. It is psychological manipulation at its finest, and it is terrifying to watch Victor fall for it. And the tension is just skyrocketing episode by episode because Nikki is getting visibly weaker. Her condition is deteriorating fast. You can see the fear in her eyes, the way she stumbles, the way her vision is failing her, even though she tries to put on a brave, stoic face for her family. The clock is loudly ticking, and Victor feels like he is completely running out of time. He is pacing the ranch like a caged lion. Despite the loud, frantic warnings from Nick and Adam, despite the suspicious clues they are uncovering, Victor is pushing forward. He is determined to go through with this experimental surgery. He is ignoring his